Hello, 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 friends. So, welcome to Team Imperfectly Awesome's bi-monthly training. Bi-monthly, twice a month, typically the first and third Tuesday of the month at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Today, I don't believe I will have friends joining me, which is totally fine because we have been not really with it in terms of the training. So, that's fine with me. I'm happy to chat with you here, and if you're able to catch the replay, that is fantastic, whether it be on YouTube or in the team channel. I am happy to be here for you. So again, Janessa Oriel with Team Imperfectly Awesome, Premier with Team Imperfectly Awesome, and I am excited to chat today about mindset training. Today I have this glorious background. It actually is kind of green, there we go, and it's because I live in California, so it's cool to us because we're wimps. It's like 50 degrees or so, and drizzly rainy. Nothing exciting, right? But I wanted to share today, sorry if my necklace is loud and obnoxious. I want to talk about mindset training, and specifically, how can you overcome kind of the nag in your head that's telling you that maybe they're being unkind to you, to my friend, right? If you can, I know that I have that nag in my head and it can be tricky and challenging. So I want to share how you can change, or what you can do to help rectify that. No matter why you have that nag in your head, or why you may have a more negative mindset. I'm typically a very positive person. I've had some challenges this year, as you know, which is why I've been inconsistent with the trainings here. However, I do want to, I'm actively working on my mindset to be able to bring it back, which will help me succeed, not only in my Posh business, but like life-y stuff in general, right? So let's talk about it. So I want to talk about some of the things you can do on a daily basis to help snap you out of that, or of a less than ideal mindset, and how that can impact your business. So one of the first things I want you to do is, if you're up for the challenge, right? If you're up for the let's fix the mindset, or let's bring a positive mindset challenge, what I encourage you to do is a few things. First off, daily, figure out a spot, and it can be on like a scratch piece of paper. It can be on a fancy notepad. It doesn't have to be. It can be on the back of your child's homework. I mean, sometimes I do that. It doesn't really matter where, but ideally write down 1 to 5 things that you're grateful for. It can be super simple. Ideally, you won't write the same things down over and over and over again. You can also utilize, I have this, I have a planner where it talks about, I don't see actually a spot in here, but I have a planner where it talks about priorities and things like that. But you can write down 1 to 3 things you're grateful for there. Ideally, as long as you're doing it daily, what that can do is it changes in here. It changes your mind to, instead of looking for the negative things, it starts to look for the things that you are grateful for. So if you're writing down, gratitude brings so much to you and your business. This is beyond business, this is like life stuff, right? So there is also a gratitude practice from Allison Faulkner, the Awesome with Allison podcast. I believe it's episode 24. For some reason, I think that's the one, but it's Awesome with Allison. She has a podcast, and there's a gratitude practice. So I encourage you to go check that out. I will also include it in the link in the team page, and likely on the YouTube video as well. So there's that. But being able to write down what you're grateful for each day helps change your mindset, again, because what it does is, especially if you do it in the morning, it sets your mind up to look for the positive as opposed to looking for the negative. Okay. So daily, being able to do a gratitude practice. Additionally, every time something negative goes into your mind, okay, if there is something, if you start to look at a goal and you set an ambitious goal at the beginning of the month, we're going to keep it business related and then we can tie it to life too. But if you set this ambitious goal at the beginning of the month and then all of a sudden it's the middle of the month and you're not the middle of the way to your goal, what can happen is inside your head you can go, oh my goodness, I'm not going to do it. That's a negative thought, right? A negative mindset. What I want you to do then is to take any negative thoughts that come into your mind, and I want you to go ahead and say 2 positives, whether it be, I can actually take care of it, or I can do this and here's what I'm going to do. Like, that's first, stop the negative, and say something positive. And then immediately, ideally you would do 2 of those. So you would say, no, I actually can do this. And then ideally you'd go into planning. Anytime I have a negative mindset or something negative come up, my goal is not only to stop it, but also to offer a negating statement, right? And all of this will go on in my head, right? Because you don't actually say things out loud. And if you are, say the positive out loud too, right? No, I can do this. And then I go into planning mode, and here's how I'm going to do it. So if I'm behind on in terms of what I've set for my goal mid-month, if I set my goal at 1,000 PV, mid-month I'm not at 500, I'm at 300, I am going to then say, yes, I can do it. Today I'm going to reach out and connect with 3 different individuals to chat about whatever, right? Whatever promotion's going on, or just to chat about, hey, are you pampering yourself? That's my main goal. My main goal is not to sell all the things. My main goal is to make sure that people are pampering themselves. People are taking these products and putting them on their body or on their face and enjoying a few minutes of positive things. Hi, friend. So I encourage you to go ahead and do that. Take anytime there's a negative, replace it with 2 positives, and then if you need to, action plan from there. If you don't have, you want to do an opposite statement if possible, and then if you don't have that, that's totally okay. What you can do is you can actually replace it with gratitude. So the goal is to absolutely replace it with something positive or gratitude. And the gratitude goes back to what we talked about, the daily practice in the morning of writing down 1 to 5 things each day that you're grateful for. Ideally, those would not be the same things daily, right? It could be as simple as, I am grateful for the weather. I am grateful for my home. I am grateful that I have a roof over my head. I am grateful that I have a very loud snoring puppy across the room. I am grateful that my child is my child, something similar to that. Okay, so any negative you're going to replace with 2 positive things, and then, or gratitude, either works, but the goal is to balance it out. There's a study out there, and I can't cite it because I don't have it written down here, but there's a study that cites, I think for every 1 positive thing, there's typically 9 negative things that we say to ourselves. So if you can change that and try and at least get 50-50, if not, if we're replacing every negative with 2 positives, if not start to balance towards the positive, that's huge in terms of your mindset. It's absolutely huge. And it's one of those things that, again, easier said than done, but with practice, you'll get better at it. Okay. That leads me to my next point, which is anytime there is something that you're fearful of. Now I'm talking like legit fear. No, I'm not talking legit fear. Anytime that you have something that would be potentially scary or outside your comfort zone, okay? I'm not talking about don't do dangerous things, right? I want you to listen to your gut. If it's scary, I handed out samples yesterday and I was terrified to hand them out to them because it was scary. But if it's a situation like that, if it's scary for you, try it anyway, as long as it's safe, please, right? Common sense is something that we are strongly encouraging here. But if it's scary, go ahead and lean into it and try it, okay? Try it 1 time, 3 times. If it's scary, it's going to stretch you out of your comfort zone, and that is where growth happens, right? Growth never happens from being comfortable. Growth typically happens from being fearful or doing something that's a little bit scary the first time. When I was at the beginning of my career, and actually for the first 5 to 10 years of my career, someone who chats all day long on video, someone who chats all day long to people, someone who chats and trains very publicly for my job, I used to have to write for the first 5 to 10 years of my career on a notepad before I called anyone. Hello, my name is Janessa. I am from whatever. I'm calling about. And I used to have to write that down for every phone call I made. Now, it seems a little drastic, but I was terrified to get on the phone because I didn't know what the other person was going to say. Now, it took a long time to get over that. And I know it seems a little silly and trite, but it was really terrifying for me. I went from that to writing down when I first started doing video trainings, when I first started doing live videos, writing down, and I still write notes. There's notes. This is a little different. I'm not right at scripting everything I'm saying, but the goal is I used to have to write down the things because I was scared and I needed something to fall back on. It was my crutch, and I let it be my crutch for a long time. However, I learned that the way that I grow is to do the things that are scary. So if you're scared to hand out a sample, hand out a sample. If you're scared to work a vendor event, work a vendor event. If you're scared to do an online party, try an online party, right? If it bombs, it bombs. It's totally okay. You are not going to die of a Facebook party that bombs, right? You are going to take your lesson and learn from it, and you'll apply it to the next one, okay? And you'll be a little less scared. When you're scared to try something, it gets easier as you do it. Is it still scary? Yes. Do I still get scared before trainings? Sometimes. Do I still get scared before parties? Absolutely. What I've learned is before I go to an in-home party, for example, one thing that's tremendously helpful for me is I blast some music in my car. I have a Boss Babe soundtrack, and like I blare that in the car before I get there. That way when I show up, I'm using that fear and flipping it into excitement. I'm using the fear and recognizing this is my body challenging me, or my mind, right? We're talking mindset. This is my mind challenging me to do the scary thing. And then I think of it in terms of excitement. So I no longer allow it to be labeled fear. I then relabel it as this is excitement. I get nervous belly. The nervous belly is my excitement in a physical way, okay? So when I start to get nervous belly, I know I'm on the brink of something good. Flip that script and it helps change things dramatically. Checking my notes. So bravery in business is like a muscle, right? So anything brave is like a muscle. You have to challenge it. You have to work it, right, to get it stronger. So doing the scary things and turning that fear into excitement instead of fear will help grow your business acumen. It'll help grow your business in a way that you haven't done before, because if you keep doing the same things, you're going to keep getting the same results, right? Einstein said that if you keep doing the same things over and over expecting different results, it's insanity, right? Yay for Einstein and his awesome hair. So I am going to, this might be a very quick training. One of the things I want to do is, and I don't have any chats. One of the things I actually want to do is I want to be able to invite my team to participate in a survey. So I have a survey. It's smaller than the one that I teased before, but I have a survey for my team so that way I can chat with you and communicate with you where you're at and where you want to be. And if there's a difference between that, we can walk through what that difference is and help. I would love to help you get to where you want to be. One of the biggest things that I say to everybody who joins my team, that I personally bring onto the team because I don't chat with everybody else in my downline. One of the things that I absolutely say to everybody is, you tell me what you want and I will help you get there. You set your goals. I'm not going to set them for you. If I feel like maybe you're aiming a little low, then I'll let you know that. But it's up to you to set the goal that you have. And your goal may be scary, right? But that's okay. We can work through it, okay? We can get you to where you want to be. But it's your goal. I'm never going to set a goal for you. I may say, hey guys, here's where we want to be as a team. What can I do to help you, help all of us achieve that? But your goal is your goal. It's not mine, okay? And I'm here to support you for that. I know that it's been a while and I've been more absent, but I'm here, we're ready, and I am doing the scary thing of jumping back in. But that means that I need to know where you're at and where you want to be. So I have a survey. If you'd like to opt in to this survey or fill this survey out, I encourage you to, in the comments below when I post this replay, which I will do today, in the comments below, I want you to say, let's do this, okay? and I will send you the survey link. Or if you're watching this live, or if you're watching this on replay and don't want to necessarily drop it in the comments, then what I encourage you to do is pop into my personal messages, send me a message and say, hey, I'd love the survey, let's do this. And so I can send it to you privately so you're not necessarily proclaiming. So I encourage you to do that, and I look forward to reading your responses. It's not, the survey would take 5 minutes, roughly. It shouldn't take more than that. It should not be like, you shouldn't write all these words of prose and anything crazy. But it should take 5 minutes. It should be fairly quick and easy to submit, and I look forward to seeing your responses. So, mindset training in 15 minutes. Yep. Pardon. I don't have additional thoughts at this time. If you have questions or concerns or thoughts, or if you want to let us know how you're doing with your replace the negative with 2 positives, I'd love to hear. Pop those in the comments. Additionally, if you are stuck on something or would love a scenario in which where can you utilize this mindset training, or one area where you struggle with it, pop that below too, and I look forward to helping you with that. So I hope you have an incredible day, and I look forward to seeing you guys in 2 weeks for the next training. So, thanks, friends. Bye.